tonight I wanted to experiment with a glaze painting background and then a translucent flower on the top. So I just laid down some random shapes of very light values. I dried it with my heat gun in between every single layer so it was completely dry. When I saw someone who had done this kind of painting, hers had a much more alcohol ink kind of look. As I'm remembering back, her like borders for her shapes looked very much more sort of petally and organic, and I'm wondering how I can achieve that with watercolor. So that's something I'm going to keep experimenting with. Then I moved on for my flower. So as you can see, I'm just doing a wet on wet technique. I'm wetting the whole petal, and then I'm adding some color around the edges, and then I'm using my brush to pull away extra water. I add water to push the paint to the edges, and then I use my brush to pull it out by kind of drying that middle and using a paper towel to dry off my brush in between, and then I'll add more color or more water as needed just until it looks the way that I want. And then I let those completely dry once again before I add any petals next to them or on top of them. So I did my whole flower, and then when I was finished with that, I used some metallic watercolors just to add some tiny little details, little lines to try to help indicate the shape of the petals, and then I did my center with just some black, and then I was finished. I like the way it looks. I think it looks really cool. It's not exactly what I was envisioning. Like I said, I'm gonna have to keep experimenting with that a little bit, but I really liked the colors together and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I think it was pretty much a success, and that was tonight's painting. Thanks for watching. Bye.